Good morning, afternoon or evening, depends on what time you're watching this, but welcome back to Sunday League Football. Last week was one of our worst performances against Thurrock All-Stars, so this week we look to put that right against unbeaten league leaders, Stanford Town. So as you can see from the league table, we still sit in second despite losing last week, but this week is not about the league, it's about the League Cup. And if you want to win these things, then you've got to beat them along the way, so why not play them in the first round? Here we can see our captain Jamie in his Mickey Mouse hoodie telling the players what he does and doesn't want to see today. And this is why we made him captain, because he just makes so much sense.
I don't care if you get kicked in the face, put your fucking face there. I've done that a few times now in the last few weeks, people bottling out of tackles. You can watch the videos and see that we're bottling out of tackles. I want you in on that tackle. If you get hurt, you get hurt. I don't care if it works or not. Alright, put the fucking ball in there and get the ball.
So here's that stupid team lineup that everyone wants to see for some reason. Still no Sean with a broken hand, so in goal is Toomey. At left back we've got Wazza, Dan and Graham in the middle, and then Chris makes a return to the team at right back. In the midfield on the left we've got Luke. In the centre we've got our captain Jamie, and alongside him we've got Connor, who makes his Palmer's FC debut. He played for us a few times pre-season, looked very, very good, so let's see what he can add to the team. And completing the midfield on the right we've got Sam. In front of them we've got Kev, and right up top we've got Nick. On the bench today we've got Wayne, Tomo, Chandler, Knowlesy and Too Good. There's your pointless team lineup. Hope you're happy. Let's get on with the game. So it's Stanford that start the brighter as the ball's put through, one-on-one with a keeper, he takes it round him, Toomey takes him out, but it's actually called for offside. Another attack from Stanford now as the ball's looped over, it's headed back and our opponent has lots of time to shoot, but Graham does well to get in the way to deflect it over the bar. Here we see Graham again, who chests the ball down but loses out on the 50-50, and their forward is through on goal. A hint of offside you'd think, but can you guess what happens next?
That's all day.
So last week we actually had a penalty ourselves, and I asked you guys in the comments below to guess which way you thought Kev was going to go, and if you guessed it right, you could have his weekly wages, which was a packet of quavers. Only 88 calories, and so we go again. See if you can guess the outcome of this penalty in the comments below. I do not know his weekly wages, but judging by how he's standing, this guy takes home a pack of skips every week, and because he's the captain, let's chuck in a Freddo and all. Place your bets. Top save there from Toomey. It's been all Stanford at the moment as this cross comes in. Graham almost puts it into the back of his own net. So with the amount of pressure Stanford had, the ball was always going to find itself into the back of the net, and it did just that here, only for the ref to disallow this goal. I personally thought it was a decent goal, said Maradona. Finally, Palmer's FC wake up and we start to play a little bit. Connor brings the ball down here, puts it over the top, a lovely ball towards Sam, who takes a touch over the player, very Gazaresque Euro 96 there as he takes on another player, but cuts it wide, unlucky mate. But straight down the other end, our opponent makes his way into the box, takes the shot straight at Toomey, who palms it into the back of the net. That's 1-0 to Stanford. Half time, and at 1-0 you've always got a chance of getting back into it, so let's see what happens in the second half. And it doesn't start well as the ball's whipped in. Toomey and Dan collide, the ball's free, the player shoots straight into Toomey. They get a second bite at the cherry, but Dan does well to block the second one. Time for a sub, and Knowlesy makes his way onto the pitch for Sam on the left. Nick chests the ball down and puts it back to Luke, who whips the ball straight in towards Connor, who heads on towards Knowlesy, and with his first touch...
Hey! Yes! Fucking get in!
It's nice to actually see the team celebrating a goal for once, so with that in mind, let's see if we can press on and get this win now. Wazza picks up the ball now as he cuts inside of his man, puts it out to the goal scorer Knowlesy, who picks up the ball. He looks for the run of Connor as he puts it over the top to him. He takes a touch, comes back and plays it inside to Knowlesy again. Great play from the youngsters there as he takes on his man, puts it over the top for Nick. In on goal.
Oh no!
Oh no indeed, very close to going 2-1 up there. More good play from Knowlesy now as he cuts the ball back, couple of little step overs and puts a lovely ball in towards Luke, who heads just wide of the goal. At this rate, this game is only going to go one way. Or maybe not. 2-1 Stanford.
Toomey!
3-1 Stanford. We didn't see it, but yeah, 4-1 Stanford. And yep, you guessed it. 5-1 Stanford. Unfortunately, the battery ran out on this shot, so we didn't actually get the goal, but I don't really care, to be honest. And then the rain came down, and then the final whistle went. Another bad day at the office for Palmer's FC as we exit out the cup in the first round for the second time this year with only the league to concentrate on. As for our next game, it's against Scruttons, who have actually been suspended from the league, so we don't know whether we're going to be playing them or not. So if I see you next week, I'll see you next week. If not, have a great Christmas, and I'll see you next year.